So, hello everyone. We are going to discuss chapter 4, History, the Mughal Empire. My dear students, in chapter 3, the Delhi Sultanate, you have seen that how the last ruler of the Lodi dynasty, who was the Ibrahim Lodi, he was defeated in the first battle of Panipat. And this battle took place in the year of 1526. In this battle, it was the opponent Babur who defeated the Ibrahim Lodi. Is it? We have seen that the last ruler of the Lodi dynasty was the Ibrahim Lodi, and Ibrahim Lodi was not too much popular among its nobles and relatives. As a result of that, the Daulat Khan Lodi, which was the governor of the Bengal, as well as Rana Sanga of the Mewar, they both invited Babur to attack on the Delhi Sultanate, and as a result, first battle of the Panipat took place in the year of 1526. In that battle, the last ruler of the Lodi dynasty, Ibrahim Lodi, was defeated by the Babur, and as Babur defeated the Ibrahim Lodi, it led a new foundation into the India, which came to be known as the Mughals or the Mughal Empire. If we see broadly, then the duration of the Mughal Empire was from 16th century to the mid of the 18th century AD. 16th to the 18th century AD. But if we talk about the exact one, what was the exact time of the Mughal Empire, then we can say from the year of 1526 to the year of 1707. This was the total time during which India, or we can say Delhi, was under the control of the Mughals. 1526 was the year when first battle of the Panipat took place and Babur laid the foundation, and 1707, this was also a very important year. Why? Because this was the year when powerful ruler of the Mughal, Aurangzeb, he died, and it is believed that after the death of the Aurangzeb in 1707 AD, it was the decline of the Mughal Empire. Mughal Empire started to break into a lot of principalities and regions, and after the Aurangzeb, still Delhi was under the control of the Mughals, but they were called as the latter Mughals. So in this chapter, we are going to discuss Babur, his son Humayun, then Akbar, then Shah Jahan, Jahangir, as well as the last ruler of the Mughal, Aurangzeb. So let's discuss one by one. But before going to the discussion or starting to the discussion, it is also very necessary to know who were the Mughals. Mughals were the original inhabitant, or we can say original people of the Central Asia. They were from the Central Asia. And why they attracted towards the India? Because at that time our India was a very wealthy or the rich country. If name is memorized to you all, it was known as the Our country was known as the Golden Sparrow. Why was it called as a Golden Sparrow? Because of its great wealth and richness. So these Mughals who were living into the Central Asia, they were attracted towards India by its great wealth. And what about the Babur? How Babur attacked India? About this just now I told. But when we shall discuss briefly about the Babur, I shall see. So they were attracted towards the wealth of the India, and when the Mughal ruler Babur got an invitation from the Daulat Khan Lodi as well as Rana Sanga of India that to attack on the Delhi Sultanate, he made an opportunity and he didn't miss it. So let's discuss about the Babur. First Mughal ruler, or we can say Babur was the individual who established the Mughal Empire into the India. The first one, Babur. They said Babur ruled for only 4 years. He was unable to rule for many years. He died. Unfortunately, he died very soon. So we can say 1526 to 1530. Because 1530 was the year in which Babur died. So who was Babur? Babur has the blood of two ruling class. Babur has the blood of two ruling class. Wait, Suryansh, after some time. From the mother side also as well as from the father side. His father, his mother, both were belonging from the ruling class. How? His father was belonging from the Changgez Khan. And his mother was belonging from the wrong. His father was the descendant of the Timur and his mother was the descendant of the Changgez Khan. So we can say Babur has the ruling blood from the both sides, from the father side also as well as from the mother side. Now who was Timur? Timur was the ruler of the Iran, Iraq as well as the Turkey, modern day Turkey. These areas were ruled by the Timur. And who was Changgez Khan? Changgez Khan was the Mongol ruler of the Mongolia, China, or we can say Central Asia. Okay, so he has the blood from the both sides, from the mother side also as well as from the father side. Now, what about the Babur? Babur was born in the year of 1483. Born. Where was he born? He was born at the small kingdom of the Fargana. This Fargana was located in the Afghanistan. And when Babur was of the age of 13 years, then only he became the ruler of that Fargana. Okay? Later on, he also won a lot of territories and strengthened his army and position. When in the year of 1526, he got the invitation from the Daulat Khan Lodi as well as the Rana Sanga of Mewar. He attacked India or we can say he attacked on the Delhi Sultanate, defeated the last ruler of the Lodi dynasty, Ibrahim Lodi, in the first battle of Panipat in the year of 1526. Actually, Daulat Khan and Rana Sanga, who invited Babur, they thought that Babur will attack the Delhi Sultanate. After that, Babur will return to the Central Asia. That's why they invited Babur. But in reality, they were not knowing that after capturing the throne of the Delhi Sultanate, Babur will spread his empire into the India. So, as Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi, first thing which he did, he laid the foundation of the Mughal rule. Later on, after being the ruler of the Mughal, he attacked on the Rana Sanga of the Mewar, as well as he defeated the Rajputs, because at that time Rajputs were regarded as the most brave and warrior class of the India. So it is given in the year of 1527. Battle of Khanwa took place. Khanwa. In this battle, Babur defeated Rana Sanga. Babur defeated Rana Sanga of the Mewar. Then, in the year of 1528, Battle of Chanderi took place. In this battle, Babur defeated the Rajputs. Okay, one more thing. Then Babur fought one more battle in the year of 1528. That was known as the Battle of Chanderi and Ghagra. Ghagra. By the Battle of Ghagra, Babur gained control over the Bengal and Bihar. So, after ascended on the throne of Delhi in 1526, in the 1527 Babur attacked on the Khanwa. In that battle of Khanwa, Rana Sanga of the Mewar was defeated by the Babur. Then, next year, in 1528, Babur fought two battles. One was known as the Battle of Chanderi. In the Battle of Chanderi, Babur defeated the Rajputs and strengthened his position. Next battle, which also took place in the same year, that was the Battle of Ghagra. This battle was led by the Babur to establish his control into the east part of the India. By the Battle of Ghagra, Bengal and Bihar came under the control of the Babur. So now we can say whole north-eastern part, or we can say whole northern plain of the India, northeast of the India, came under the control of the Babur. But unfortunately, Babur was unable to strengthen his position for a long time. In the year of 1530, he suffered from disease and died. After the death of Babur, his son Humayun ascended on the throne of Delhi. So next ruler after the Babur is the Humayun. Humayun. You know what is the meaning of the Humayun? Humayun is an Arabic word. The meaning of the Humayun is fortune. Fortune means we can say good luck. The individual which is blessed by the good luck. But in reality, fortune or good luck didn't happen with Humayun. He was a very unfortunate ruler, we can say. His ruling time was divided into the two periods. One was the 1530 to 1540. And second one was 1555 to 1556. And this 1556 was the year in which Humayun died. So first, what happened? As I have told you earlier, in 1530, Babur died. As Babur died in the year of 1530, Humayun became the ruler of the Delhi. As he became the ruler of the Delhi, he also started to strengthen his position. And in this, he attacked at the Chunar. In the year of 1532, Humayun attacked Chunar. Chunar was located in the Bihar. At that time, the ruler of Chunar was Sher Shah. Knowing the Sher Shah? Okay, I am writing the full name. Sher Shah Suri. Now memorize his name. A famous construction was made by Sher Shah Suri in the past time, which is still worth mentioning. GT Road, Grand Trunk Road. So when in the year of 1532, Humayun attacked the Chunar, then Sher Shah Suri didn't fight with Humayun, he surrendered. But as Sher Shah Suri surrendered, Humayun was so much convinced regarding the Sher Shah that he didn't capture his kingdom. He returned back to Delhi and Agra. Then Sher Shah Suri got time to strengthen his army. So during some years he became too much strong and fought two battles against the Humayun. One was the battle of Chausa and another was the battle of Kannauj. Battle of Chausa took place in the year of 1539, and Battle of Kannauj took place in the year of 1540. In these both battles, Sher Shah defeated the Humayun. When in the year of 1540, in the Battle of Kannauj, Humayun defeated, then he fled or ran away to the Iran. He was under the scepter of the Iran ruler for next 15 years. Then when Sher Shah Suri died, then once again he recaptured the Delhi and Agra in the year of 1555. But unfortunately, as Humayun succeeded to gain control over Delhi, next year only, in the year of 1556, he died. How he died? He fell from the staircase and he was seriously injured and died. But one more thing, in 1534, one more battle was fought by the Humayun against the Bahadur Shah. battle, Gujarat as well as Malwa came under the control of the Humayun. Gujarat and Malwa. So here we can see, or we can say by seeing the tenure of the Humayun, that yet his name was Fortune, but in reality he was too much unfortunate or lucky or unlucky. Why? 1530 got the control, 1532 attacked the Chunar, Sher Shah Suri surrendered, 1532 attacked the Chunar, 1534 attacked to the Bahadur Shah, defeated the Bahadur Shah and captured the area of the Gujarat and the Malwa. Then Sher Shah Suri became powerful. He defeated Humayun 2 times in the Battle of Chausa in the year of 1539 and in the final Battle of the Kannauj in the year of 1540. And then Humayun fled to the Iran, or we can say Persia. There he spent his 15 years. Then after 15 years, he recaptured the Delhi in the year of 1555. But unfortunately, he ruled for only 1 year and died in the year of 1556 by an accident. Now, Sher Shah Suri. Sher Shah Suri is regarded as one of the best individual ruler who constructed a lot of tank, well and roads for the beneficial of their subjects. The famous road of the GT road or the Grand Trunk road, which started from the Sonargaon, passes through the Agra, Delhi and Lahore to the Peshawar, was constructed by him, and still today that road exists. It shows his administrative and constructive skill. Okay. Now, after the death of Humayun, the greatest ruler of the Mughal kingdom or Mughal empire, Jalaluddin Muhammad, who was also known as the Akbar in the history, ascended on the throne of Delhi. When Akbar became the ruler of the Delhi, his age was only 13 years. Bairam Khan was the guardian and tutor of the Akbar. It was the Bairam Khan who was taking care of the Akbar, and he also helped him to run the administration. About the Akbar, we shall discuss next time.